Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Today our special guest is top real estate agent Sheley Bressler of Keller Realty based out of Seattle, Washington. Sheley has been doing real estate in the greater Seattle area for 12 years. Her motto for her business is be kind, be humble. This motto has helped her catapult to the top of her industry in the Seattle area. She has been recognized as a 5-star professional for client satisfaction every year since 2010, and she was also featured on the cover story in Top Agent magazine in January 2016. All right, with all that said, Sheley, welcome to the call.
Thanks, Keith. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And Sheley, if we could start for our listeners, what led you into real estate? Was it something you always knew you wanted to do, or did you maybe stumble into it?
It wasn't really something I knew I always wanted to do. Several years ago, in about 2003, I had a bad experience selling my first home, and it was during that time that I became interested in becoming an agent who focused on education and customer service. Growing up in Seattle, a lot of kids grow up with this kind of Nordstrom mentality, and I wanted to bring that high-level service mentality to real estate.
Excellent. And can you talk a little bit about what personal attributes, traits, or qualities you think have most contributed to the success that you've had in real estate?
This is a tough question for me, Keith. I think that I come from a place of kindness, and that's kind of a no-brainer for me. I realized a long time ago that if you're nice, you'll go really far in life, and I try to teach my kids the same thing. Another attribute that has served me well is my creativity. I have an idea board at my desk where we pin up all kinds of things, trying to stay creative, stay ahead of the market, what's new, what's going to work. And I think one other thing would be anticipating needs. I think that's a huge attribute to have as an agent. I try to stay ahead of things so that I don't have many objections to handle or fires to put out. And I also expect my team of people who support my business to have this same mentality. It definitely helps make things go smoother.
And Sheley, I think whenever somebody builds a successful business and a career, that sometimes the path to get there is filled with bumps in the road along the way. Can you talk a little bit about some of the adversities and trials that you've had to overcome in order to achieve your goals?
Yeah, one thing that I've had to deal with, I have a 2-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter, and I think that being a working mom can be tough. I read a very poignant quote about a year ago. Working moms are expected to work as though they don't have kids and parent as though they don't work. I find this to be very true. I do have a pretty good balance, especially because my husband has put his career on hold to be a stay-at-home parent. I have very sacred times of my day. I try to block my weekends so I can spend with my family, and we plan vacations during our slower time. But there's a lot of judgment out there, so I need to be careful that people don't think I'm too busy being a mom to take excellent care of them. I think that being a mom has made me improve my system so I'm able to better serve my clients better than I ever have before.
Excellent. And I guess, as obstacles come up for you, what kept you going despite the obstacles? Why didn't you give up? What was your driving force?
Well, Keith, I just really love what I do. I can't imagine doing anything else, as cliche as that may sound. I know I can help people, and that's a great reason to go to work every day. I have a business coach, and his comment would be, what is your other option? Which is a great thing to think about if you're asked.
And Sheley, I guess kind of looking forward, what's your vision for your business and your career over the next 5 years?
I'm in the beginning stages of building a team. I would love to grow to 100 transactions a year in the next 5 years. The most important thing here is to bring in the right people and keep implementing better and better systems to maintain that really high level of customer service that we have.
And I guess kind of on top of that, what do you feel is the best way you market yourself as a real estate professional so you can have continual growth?
I work 100% by referral, so continuing to serve our clients and their referrals. And if we keep doing that and we keep improving on the ways that we serve them, then we should be able to reach our goals and have that continued growth.
And Sheley, I think sometimes when the general public looks at real estate agents, they don't fully understand the value they provide from both a buyer and a seller standpoint. What do you think the biggest misconception or myth people have about working with a real estate agent?
I think that people think that they'll make more money if they don't use an agent, when in actuality they will make more money and have much less stress if they work with an agent like myself. My team takes care of everything for sellers, including coordinating repairs, cleaning, landscape, home staging, and photography, and we pay for that. We also systematize everything to easily get sellers from that moment when they decide they want to sell their home to closing escrow. And then on the buyer side, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have an agent like myself educating you and advocating for you along the way.
And let's say you get a call from a family member or a friend, and they're in another state and they want to sell their home. Now, obviously, with your experience and being part of Keller Williams, you probably have access to agents just about anywhere and do a referral. But from a general advice standpoint, what advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs?
Besides the basics of finding someone who is nice and answers their phone, I would like to give them my seller interview questions, and I give this to all sellers who are interviewing me with the expectation that they're interviewing other agents. That includes questions like pricing, what goes into your pricing research, and how do we develop a pricing strategy, or asking them what are your average days on market and what is your list to sale price average. I think these questions can be really helpful for people who are looking for an agent to help them sell their largest asset.
Excellent. And obviously you're based out of the Seattle, Washington area. And if somebody's looking for real estate services or an agent in that general area, what's the best way they can find out more information about you and how you can help them?
A great place to start is to go to my website, SheleyBressler.com, and I can also be reached at 240-240-8740 or Sheley@kw.com.
Excellent. Well, Sheley, obviously we want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come here today and share your professional real estate experience with our listeners. And if you're listening and you want to learn more about Sheley, you can go to her website, like she said, or you can give her a call. Also below this interview, we'll have a link to her site and any other contact information we have so you can see how she can help you with your real estate needs. So with that said, everybody, until our next show, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.